Good morning, my awesome friends and followers of the what a wonderful YouTube channel I seem to have because of you. And to you, the members, thank you. Let's keep going. Let's keep raising the bar, raising the roof, achieving more milestones and smashing all these goals. And it's because of you that watch my channel. Now, this morning, I am, should I say, slightly elated because of what is coming out in the mainstream media. And it's not just the mainstream media, because when I read it in the mainstream media, I go and I look into it to see if it's right in case I say something that gets me in the shit. So, listen. Confessions of a Female Flounder. Flounder. Let's see it. Now, listen. We know from past experience and what we've seen that Spotify dumped Meghan Markle because, as they said, she was a grifter. She had nothing to say, nothing of value to add to women. Her claim to fame is clearly marrying the Temu Prince. However, she hasn't done really well. She hasn't. Now, Suits in the past was a great show. In my opinion, I did watch it. I thought Harvey Specter was brilliant. And I like Lewis. I like his weird sense of humour. Anyway, and then you had the one that made the tea in there, right? But the thing is, we have seen someone trying to grift off a royal title, the Duchess. Everything is Duchess. Sussex Duchess. And by the way, you know my name's Sussex. Her words, not mine. So what's happened now is she started off her own podcast where she wants to sort of interview female successful individuals. Everything's about female. Everything's about females are this, we're on a pedestal. I'm getting the impression that she hates men. I'm just saying, look how she treats Harry. But when you look at it, everything is about female and entrepreneur. But there's nothing of substance there. In fact, you can check this out. She's just dropped out of Spotify's top 100 podcasts. In fact, I read about it this morning that people, there's sleeping apps. There's sleeping apps that are higher up the charts than her. The feedback is it comes across as narcissistic and boring and quite dull, how she puts things across. And Apple have a podcast list. She's not even in the top 200 of Apple podcasts where people listen to. So it's just showing now that people are sick of it. You can't just keep reinventing yourself. It's like a turd putting on a coat. Oh, look at that. What's that? Oh, it smells shitty. It's still a turd. You can spray it, paint it, doesn't matter, put it in the freezer, it's still a turd. So the only way you're going to achieve success, and I will say this in case certain people are watching, if you want to be successful, you need to be humble. You need to be humble. Don't lie to people. Don't think people are stupid. People can see through bullshit. I think there needs to be a lot of apologies done. A lot of apologies towards the veterans community, maybe a lot of gifted funds to help veterans out. A lot of apologies need to be given out. A lot of dust needs to settle before people will forgive. You can't just keep reinventing yourself every 6 weeks with something else and think that people don't know about it. We can still see it. Now, the weird thing is about this is one of her podcasts, she actually interviews a female hair colorist, someone that colors your hair, dyes your hair. And it came across as if it was preempted, where it came across like it was scripted. And this is what she said to the lady that she was speaking with. Remember when I said I liked American Riviera as an umbrella, but then I wanted to have verticals beneath it? I had to write that down. So that's her covering her arse by saying, I know I messed up in the past, but I'm not going to admit it messed up. I'm going to say that it was planned. American Riviera is the umbrella, in case it rains. And then below it, different verticals. Who talks like that? This is why everything keeps failing. You can't talk in a word salad towards people and expect them to understand. Stop talking shit to people and just say, listen, I had these plans, it didn't work out. People would respect you more if you said it didn't work out. Yeah, I didn't plan it properly, so we've had to take other routes. That is where you get down to meet the public. That is where the public then start to understand, yes, this woman makes mistakes like the rest of us. Not like, it was all planned. Yeah. As ever, it's just one of my vertical brands. It's nonsense. Anyway, listen, thanks for watching my videos, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for sticking with me, by the way. And it's quite crazy that she's now decided, and she did it on the stage at Times 100, where she's now decided to try and have a little dig at Piers Morgan, which I find strange to have a go at Piers Morgan. Listen, Piers Morgan has his faults. Of course he does. But he's globally successful. He's recognised. So if you decide to take on Piers Morgan, you know you're going to fail. But what you are going to do is this. You're going to amplify who you are as a podcast. You're going to amplify it. Now, what we're going to see next, in my opinion, is her talking about Piers Morgan on her podcast to try and drive traffic there. Because if she drives traffic there, she'll hope it'll go up in the podcast. And it'll, I mean, at the end of the day, it'll get above the sleeping apps that are on there. But Piers won't take this lying down. No, he won't. Piers only has to do a tweet or a couple of words to diss, D-I-S-S, to diss this pathetic woman, and it'll fall apart. The media will go at her again. Why haven't they go Piers? Piers is well known in the mainstream media. He's well known by the tabloids. He's well known by all news and TV stations. They aren't going to go after a guy who brings them millions of views and millions of subscribers. But they will have a dig at her. This could be a very, very own goal. I hope so, anyway. Well, listen, people. Have a wonderful day. Take care, and remember, stay safe.